Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Baroque on Beaver Music Festival 2020, which we're calling Baroque on Beaver Reimagined. I'm Robert Nordling, the music director of the Baroque on Beaver Festival, and we're welcoming you here to this brief afternoon chat. Thanks for joining us in this new world, this new format. This year, in response to the guidelines that the state of Michigan has asked us to observe for health and safety, rather than asking you all to come to the island, we're going to come to you in this online platform. We suspect that there'll be a whole lot of people who've never been to the island before who are actually going to experience Baroque on Beaver, maybe in a whole new way. There's a full schedule of music and events that has been going on already this week and will continue through Friday. Do check out our virtual concert platform at on that lovely banner right there, baroqueonbeaver.org. Click on schedule, and you can find all the events that are going to happen, or go to YouTube and simply search for Baroque on Beaver and subscribe to that Baroque on Beaver site. And again, you'll be able to see the musical events that are posted there, discussions that are posted there, and the events for the rest of the week. Also, as is the practice for this year, we would ask you to consider making a donation to support the Baroque on Beaver Reimagined Festival. We are charging for none of the events, no ticket prices for any of the events this year, so we're especially dependent on your generous contributions. So baroqueonbeaver.org, donate tab, and we ask you to be generous with those donations. Now, a very special event here we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to welcome this good-looking gentleman here to my right, to the left, my friend and colleague for the 11 years that I've been here. He predates me by a long time. He's much
I will always predate you. That's the...
Anyway, this is chorus master of the Baroque on Beaver Festival, Dr. Kevin Simons. Kevin, it's great to see you.
Great to see you too, Robert.
How you been holding up?
We're great. We're actually on the island.
You lucky dog.
I know. We're very lucky. So Tammy McDonough said, we're going to keep the portobello mushrooms going. And I thought, okay, well, I'll be here. So my daughter and I are here, and then my wife and son are going to come up in a day or two. But it's beautiful. We're having a really, really lovely time. Fabulous. So there's Claire too. Say hi.
Hi, Claire. How you doing?
So today we thought we'd like to talk about a new initiative that we are starting, and we've talked about something like this in the past, but it's actually going to be happening this time. A young artists competition for the Baroque on Beaver Festival. Robert and I have talked about this over the years, and how do we keep involving more students and more young people in the festival itself. We've had a long history of having student involvement in the festival, in the chorus and the orchestra. But this, we thought, was a whole new thing. So we're going to give you a little overview of what the competition is going to be like and kind of what to expect. But Robert, one of the things I wanted to know is, why would we start it now? This seems like a crazy thing to do, a crazy time to do something new like this.
Which is exactly why we chose to do it now. This is the time for crazy new ideas. And I'm mostly kidding about that, because
right.
It is. I mean, here we are doing a music festival by looking at little squares on a computer. Right. What a crazy idea.
Yeah.
But, actually, as we did talk through this, you and I had spoken about this with Matt Thomas, the festival director, members of the board, and even members of the players. First of all, what can we do this year to communicate and to take action to say things have not stopped, right? We are doing things differently this year, and obviously some things we do less of and some things we can't do, but we're still thinking creatively at the Baroque on Beaver Festival. we're still have our eyes ahead to what new things we want to try, to what new initiatives we want to do. This is something that we actually can do given the constraints of what's happening now. So we're excited about introducing something brand new at a time when we're setting some things on the shelf. The other thing is, just like you say, Kevin, our continued commitment towards investing in a next generation of artists. Some of the artists that we're going to hear about are already making art. It's not like, it's only the future. But these guys are going to be our fine artists of the future. So from the very beginning, like you say, this festival has been committed to bringing families into music listening, bringing children into music playing. The last several years with the Gerber Strings program is a parallel program at Baroque on Beaver where kids are actually making music together. So yeah, I mean, let's take advantage of our situation right now and of the platforms that we have, but also following through on our forever commitment to investing in future artists.
So we have structured the competition to be for, hi Lois, how are you? You look ravishing. We have structured the competition to be for high schoolers, so 9th through 12th grade. And since this is the first year, we thought, let's open it up to have an instrumental arm and then a vocal arm. Mm-hmm. So what we hope to do is that the winner of each part of the competition is going to perform. Is that right? Next summer. So that's the goal.
Yeah, that's the idea. Is what an incredible opportunity for a 9th through 12th grader to who's gifted at what they do, is practicing what they do, studying what they do, to prepare a piece of music into a competition, be selected as a winner, and then be present on the island to perform with this incredible group of professional musicians, perform with an orchestra live.
Right. It's a great, I mean, what a thrill. It's one of the things I love about bringing my students here from Saginaw Valley is that they get an opportunity to perform with a professional orchestra.
Exactly.
And to work with singers like your mom in a master class and to be able to do that. So folks are going to submit a video.
Okay. So that's how it's going to work then?
Is how we're going to work it. So they're going to submit a video. And it's going to be of them playing, and then folks from the festival, you and me, and then some players and singers that are part of Baroque are going to actually adjudicate them. Wow. So and then we'll come up with the winner of the vocal end and the instrumental end. So it's going to be really exciting, I think.
Yeah, and we're sort of developing what particular music we're going to ask them to prepare.
Right.
It'd be either a couple pieces. We're still sort of working out some of those details, aren't we?
Yep. So it'll be video submissions. Everybody's getting really good at how to do that. And then
on this thing, right?
Right. Exactly. Fine. It's fine. And so people will be able to submit them just to an email address, and then we'll go from there. So. Right. As we get more details, really urge you to be connected on Facebook to what's going on, and then stuff will get posted on the website as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that'll sort of become the central information location place is at the baroqueonbeaver.org, and we'll put a nice big tab on there.
Right.
Artist competition.
Right. So we're hoping to begin accepting submissions in September. So that's the goal, is that we'll start to do that and then work through a process for how that's going to go. Yeah. So Robert, there are a lot of other programs like this around the country, and you do something like this in Indonesia too, don't you?
Yeah. We've held. Folks who are listening, and I'm the music director of the Bandung Philharmonic in Bandung, Indonesia. And we're in our 6th season now. And each season we have held a competition for composers, for young composers.
Ah, okay.
And but it'll be a similar kind of thing where we have composers, under a certain age, and then we give a guideline for this is the kind of piece of music for strings, for full orchestra, for dance, for fanfare, whatever. Each year it changes. This year it's going to be a string trio, so they can be distanced.
Cool.
And they find those guidelines on the website. They write a piece of music, they submit that, and then a panel of judges makes a determination. In that case, it's a first prize, second prize, third prize. There's a small cash gift in that scenario. There won't be in this one. A lot of them don't. But the cool thing for these young composers is then the Bandung Philharmonic rehearses and performs their piece. Great. With the following year, and that'll be similar to what happens here as well. We'll get these young folks on stage. They'll get coaching from you, coaching from Peter Amster, coaching from me about performance and about stagecraft and about stage presence and presenting yourself. And we'll make sure we set a platform for them to do their absolute best. And they'll walk away with a video performance of
Yeah, and probably broadcast all over the world, since we're figuring out how to do that now. I mean, it's a cool, a cool platform. So I know there will be questions about how this is going to go and how that's going to be and how people can submit. So again, just stay tuned to Facebook and to the Baroque on Beaver social media stuff and to the website. And we can, you'll start to see some information come out about that. We've decided to restrict it to classical music, and just because that's the backbone of our, of our festival.
Exactly, that's kind of who we are. We totally affirm, every different kind of festival, every kind of music. This is kind of our backyard. This is kind of our what we can best adjudicate, what we can best help out with.
And then the winners get to come to the island. We're going to, cover their travel here and put them up somewhere.
Buy them a portobello mushroom sandwich.
Get them a sandwich at Dalwhinnie, and then go from there. I think it's a really exciting thing. So just before we wrap up, I want to give one more plug for our discussion tomorrow, which is happening at 7:30, and we're going to talk about, what are we talking about?
We'll talk about music. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
This festival's been going. This is the 19th season of this festival, and we're going to take sort of a broad arc look at the music of 19 years of this festival. What are some of the highlights? What are some of the ways that the orchestra has grown? What are some of the ways the choir has grown? How, special experiences we've had of orchestra and choir things together. We've actually got some images that I think will be lots of fun. Images going back to the very, very first year. So we're just going to have a little discussion about the history and of the actual music that has made this festival what it is.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be very cool. So that's tomorrow at 7:30, and stay tuned for more info about the Young Artist Competition. It's going to be a great part of the festival.
Absolutely.
So, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thanks for joining us, and Kevin, thanks to you for your work on this. We'll see you around.
Happy to do it. Looking forward to it.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.